Hey guys, this is Killrob speaking, and today we are going to check out the ultimate classic of role-playing games, or action role-playing games that is, Diablo 1. It has been 20 years since this game came out. That was in 1996. And I remember I got Windows 95 back then because of this game. And today we are going to start a Let's Play series of this classic title to see what made it a classic and see some of its amazing design decisions in action. And I have to say that even modern games coming out now, at least those done by smaller studios, have a lot of trouble competing with this 1.00 version of Diablo, which was released back in '96 on CD. It took about a second to install. The install size is around 30 megabytes if I remember correctly, and it mainly plays from CD, so it was really quick to install, I can tell you. Also, what we are going to see is that a lot of things now commonplace were already in this game. Of course, we do need a final goal for this Let's Play, and let's make it a little wacky. Let's say we are making a new character. Let's make it a rogue. I like bow and arrow gameplay usually. I didn't like it that much in Diablo 2, but that's another story. And our goal is to defeat Diablo by kicking him in the nuts. If that isn't a noble goal, I don't know what is. That will require more than one playthrough, but the second one, I think you can do it on the second one. I'm not sure, maybe on the third. But all consecutive game playthroughs are really quick because the game doesn't adapt any strength levels of the enemies or such. So it's basically running through to the final levels and then kicking the shit out of people to get a little bit more experience. And that's what we're going to do. So let's start our journey to kicking Diablo in the balls. Also, it's a girl who's kicking Diablo in the balls just to make it worse. I mean, Diablo is the worst misogynist out there, isn't he? Alright, so Rogue, enter the name. We shall call her Zarya Scrambler, because she will scramble some eggs at the end of this Let's Play. The ultimate goal is in her name. I don't know about the first name here, but I didn't come up with anything more creative than that. So let's get started, shall we? And here we are. Isn't this perfect lo-fi graphics? And don't you enjoy this classic, nostalgic running speed? Isn't it perfect? By the way, as a bit of a background information, I have played through this game back when it was a little bit more recent. I've probably played through this game more than 100 times. So I would say, at least back then, I was pretty proficient at it, and I think at least to some degree, I still know what I'm doing. And that may, of course, be a complete mistake, and I know nothing, but this looks like the Tainted Well, which we have to clean out the source, and that is the first quest you will find. Quests in this game are randomly selected from a big list, and some are more rare than others. I think this one gives you a ring at the end, which was pretty good. Gives you a little bit of light radius, if I remember correctly, which was handy once you get to the catacombs. And usually rings are pretty expensive to buy as well, so yeah. Anyway, we talk to Cain, and Cain, the classic Cain, just listen to him.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen. Oh, Jillian is a fine woman, much adored for her high spirits and her quick laugh. She holds a special place in my heart.
Probably not only his heart, but also in his pants. but let's see. So he identifies items for you, which are magical, and back in the day there was no quick identify button or anything like that stupid shit that modern people need because they have things to do and stuff to accomplish. Here you click on every item individually and then identify it. So we have this well quest, and I think was it the healer that gives it to you? I don't even remember.
What ails you, my friend?
Nothing there, so no. So we have a healer here which just heals you up for free. That is exciting. And then we have...
Thank goodness you've returned. Much has changed since you lived here, my friend. All was peaceful until the Dark Riders came and destroyed our village. Many were cut down where they stood, and those who took up arms were slain or dragged away to become slaves, or worse. The church at the edge of town has been desecrated and is being used for dark rituals. The screams that echo in the night are inhuman, but some of our townsfolk may yet survive. Follow the path that lies between my tavern and the blacksmith's shop to find the church and save who you can. Perhaps I can tell you more if we speak again. Good luck.
Right. This is, by the way, one of the first games which actually taught me English. So much of it is coming from it. Also, if you have played through the game 100 times, you are rather familiar with some of the things that are said in this game. So, oh, wait a second. We have to check out our inventory. And this is one of the games which set industry standards. Of course, if you want to see your inventory, you click I. Press I. And we have 100 gold and a short bow. Wow, isn't that fancy? Also, if you want to see your character, you press C. Yay, it's all working as you would expect from RPG. So there are 4 main attributes: strength, magic, dexterity, and vitality. And with each level up, you gain 5 points you can distribute. And you have a 2-hit chance and an armor class. The higher the armor class, the better. The higher the 2-hit chance, the better. 100% doesn't mean you hit 100% of the time. That very much depends on the difference between the enemy level and your level. And then we have the damage. I don't think there is any armor in the game, so damage is not reduced apart from special enemy abilities. For example, this was one of the games which made perfect sense. If you attack a skeleton with bow and arrow, that is not really that effective. Ah, now I ran away again. I wanted to buy things. But at least I have shit to talk about. So,
Well, what can I do for
if you
you?
hit a skeleton with bow and arrow, no good. It doesn't do that much damage. It does normal amounts of damage. But if you hit that said skeleton with a club, well, that gives you, I think, 50% bonus damage or something like that. So, the combat mechanics are pretty far evolved already from here. So, let's see, what can we buy? Can we even buy anything that is useful right now? Not really. Leather armor is far too expensive. Would be good though. We could buy a robe, but we will probably find a rope. So, a rope. Not a rope, but a robe. Okay. Well, let's head down to the dungeon, shall we? That's, oh, Godspeed. Yes. This amazing speed. This is an interesting fact about Diablo when you compare this game to modern games. Just compare the pace. This is nice, slow and deliberate. And this man is deliberate in his wanking off, in his death. He doesn't look all too good. Should we talk to him? Hello, good sir.
Please, listen to me. The Archbishop Lazarus. He led us down here to find the lost prince. The bastard led us into a trap. Now everyone is dead, killed by a demon he called the Butcher. Avenge us! Find this Butcher and slay him, so that our souls may finally rest.
One thing that should really stick out to you is this super high quality of voice acting in this game. 20 years ago, just imagine that. Many of you were probably in elementary school by then. So yeah, I was, when I got this game, so that was 96, so I was 14. And that was... Whoa.
The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
The sanctity of this place has been fouled. Alright, so let's destroy some barrels, the arch enemy of new characters. If you stand here, you are stupid. If you stand here, you are smart. Because these may be explosive barrels from Donkey Kong. So, no, we want to not be in the range of 2 exploding barrels when taking one out, but rather 1, like this. Because if there's one exploding and another one is explosive next to it, it will also explode. So we know this one isn't explosive. Very good. And this one isn't explosive either. This one isn't explosive either. 7 gold, yes, now we're rich. Alright, so let me turn on the map. These maps are, let me see, the controls are all good. Yeah, shift holds you in position so that you can attack. It's especially important for the rogue, of course. You want to stand still and fire your bow and not walk or have to click on the enemies while if you miss, you're basically fucked. Ooh, found a tome here already. A second one. So these are usually containing around this fire. I think there will be 7 skeletons here around this fire because this tile is blocked. Now let's see. Yeah, pretty accurate. And there we got them all, I think. Yes. Okay, skeleton tome. Very good. A scroll of identify. That saves us 100 gold once we find something neat. And here, same thing. Again, this time with 2 tomes. We are reasonably lucky. Maybe we even find a book from them. So let's see how many skeletons are running at us. What you are seeing, what I'm doing here, is what I back then called the door frame technique. I just stand at the door frame because that is where people have to funnel through, and then I smack them with arrows right between the non-existing eyes. So they just come into my line of sight and are dead. So now I run in, activate them, and stand there again, and they're just running towards me and die. Right, there we go. Easy peasy. Identify. And identify. Well, okay, 300 bucks saved. There's no door there. These maps, now we are on level 1, are randomly generated. But they are randomly generated with templates. Well, what is this? This would be an amazing mage start. Okay, let's open this. He even dropped another scroll. I think he was a bookworm. Tried to read these terms. Yep. Inferno. Pretty much useless. I think the sales price of a Inferno scroll was 25 gold. So, well, another identify and healing. Kind of useful. Not really for a rogue because we shouldn't be hit that much. Here we have the exit. And there's another tome. But this time we have bars here. Bars are the friend of all ranged characters. And I remember one funny thing. Oh, by the way, we have the Butcher quest at the start. The Butcher is a vile demon you know from Diablo 3. He had a reappearance in Diablo 3. That was pretty cool. Pretty scary too. But he was more scary in this game. Back in the time. Oh, here we have a treasure room. A treasure room is a room which is completely separate from everything else, has a closed door to it, and at least 1 magic item in it. I think, was it at least 1 magic item or gold in it? But there's always 1 type of enemies, like fully... Oh, it's almost full of enemies if you are unlucky. So let's open and see. Oh, those little scavenger beasts, yes. Not too bad though. No one jumping at me. A short sword. So now... let's get into inventory. And we have enough magic to read those, yes. So use 1, identify, and a bronze sword. +1 chance to hit. Yeah, not that good, but it will sell for a little more than it would usually without being magic. So far, so standard, you would say. Well, it's a standard because these conventions were adapted back then at the time Diablo came out. So what are we going to do? We are a dexterity-based character and handle bows for the most of the time. And I like to go just plainly in steps of 5, depending on what I want. So every level up basically goes into dexterity, vitality, a little bit of strength, and not really magic. I think we can try to get through without using too much magic, especially on the first run, and then see how much we really need after the first playthrough. Maybe we find something completely amazing which needs a bit of magic to be usable. But for now, we are just going with raw power, and that for the rogue is to hit and well, a little bit of armor class, but damage for bows. We didn't see that one tick higher. Dexterity determines your damage for bows. I believe this was already the case back then, while strength determines the base damage for strength-based attacks, like melee. So let's get rolling here. Closed door. Who's there? A few scavengers, so let's get a bit of distance in here and kill him. Simple enough. Let's see. So these are chests. They could be trapped, but the rogue has an ability to see if something is trapped or not. So this one clearly was not. Otherwise, the text would be red down there. Oh, empty, empty. Okay. So this is the way down, and there are... Oh, damn it. How many levels are there? If you count them all, I think 15. 15 levels. And some have special names, though. So, yeah, I don't exactly remember. I think it was 15. So, you advance through the levels, and whenever you feel ready, you go down those stairs. Hello, is there someone? Just one lonely skeleton? Hello. No, standard enemy. Ah, what you were seeing right there is interesting first talking point, probably, of this developer commentary. And that is that, as you can see, the movement system is 8-way based. You can move up, down, to the sides, and diagonally. And that is because you have squares as base tiles. This also means that it's pretty hard to determine what you hit when you're not following exactly this path, like this isometric, proper north, south, west and east. Thaumaturgic Shrine. Ah, that is... Wow, which one was that? Oh my god, this is too long ago. I think this one wasn't too good. I don't think we need this one. But, so shrines can have negative effects as well as positive effects. And with this one, I think I never really used it much. I don't remember why. Like, ask me 19 years ago, I would be able to tell you everything about it, but right now, no. So, these skeletons are going to be easy prey for me. And give me all your gold. Can we get a book, please? A book? No, no book. Alright then, no book. But, there are loads of enemies in these usually. And not in this one, I think. Just those little carvers. Fallen ones. Carvers are an advanced version of this. So there are different enemy types in this game, and of course, to make your life easy as a developer, you want to reuse as much as possible. And that is what they did, but in a pretty good way. There are different variants of the same enemies, and they do feel very different, even though they are often similar in looks. Different enough to see the difference. But There, for example, are like horrors as they are advanced skeletons. They have quite high resistances. And these scavengers come in many forms. So it's reasonably varied, and I would say much more enemy variety than is absolutely required, because you will find enemies after a few playthroughs which you haven't met before. Oh, that was an arrow which was flying off to somewhere, and we didn't even see which enemy it killed. So you can shoot beyond your screen. Oh, this is a nice zombie which we can illustrate something with. So what you want to do is to stand, what I was saying before with this movement system, it is very hard for the game to determine if you hit anything if you shoot not straight. And straight in this game would be along this path, along this path, along this path, and this path. So whenever you can, you want to be in line with the enemy to maximize your hit chance. Otherwise you can end up in a position where you fire and fire and fire and don't hit, even though you have a very high chance to hit. Give me more gold, and no enemies around, good. So now we can make our level up, and I think we want to have a little bit of strength maybe, or vitality. First we go with vitality. We don't get that much life, it seems. Rogues are rather fragile. Rags! Yay, rags! I always wanted to have rags. Armor class 4, durability 3 out of 6. And that durability is actually whittling down really quickly too. Like 3 or 4 hits and you probably don't have your rags anymore. But until then, they will feather some blows. So let's kill those zombies here. You can't hurt me. Very good. Here are more barrels. So let's not be stupid and kill them like this. Did you see that chain reaction? That is why you don't want to stand right in the middle of them. You got a scroll of identify there. And there's nothing here. So we continue and try to find the rest of it. And while we do that, I want to... Oh, let's see, that's a big room. Alright, I think I know roughly what is coming. Like, big room there. Then there's a path probably leading up here into another one of these huge rooms with 4 pillars. And then some rooms to the side over there. All these maps are generated based on some templates. And some sections you can, after a while, figure out what leads to what. But usually it's such a variety that it takes quite a long time before you feel it's getting repetitive. And that is after many, many playthroughs you first see that. Oh, no! Ooh, I misclicked. Sorry. Like this. That was not proper gameplay. This was noob gameplay. Oh, don't click there. Yes. Ouch. At least we got a healing potion out of that. Boom. Die. Boom. Die. Boom. Oh, that was also very newbie. Boom. Nope. No explosives. Very nice. Die. Okay. Ah, here you see it. Trapped. It's trapped. And there you see the hole. So how do we deal with that? Well, we have a skill which is kind of a magic spell, I think. Yeah, there we go. And we can try to apply this one. And we succeeded. So this hole didn't fire a nasty fireball at us to kill us. Did. Very dead. Alright, let's clean out this hole. And yeah, what I wanted to say, while we are playing here, I will shut up a little bit and you just feel the game. I know it's low resolution and stuff, but just the atmosphere is amazing compared even to modern things. It's very dense. Alright, so I'll shut up for a while and you just take a listen and let it seep in. Alright, this is pretty dark, isn't it? I think they captured this whole thing really well. And let's see, we have so many identifier stones we can... Oh, quick attack, that should bring a lot of money. Club of Readiness, and you will see something here with how the items are generated. These are also all random. And you will see how brilliantly they came up with this idea of just doing items like every game nowadays does it. This was probably originated, at least partially, from the success of Diablo. And, oh, cap. Let's identify it as shitty cap. And it is... Oh. Okay, the hit points plus 15 is very useful. The plus 26% armor, not so. Let's wear this. And the rags, well, 4, 6, that's all shit. So let's throw this away. So the items are based on, one thing you can see here already. So this is a Club of Readiness. The base item is called Club, and the suffix is of Readiness. And this one is a sword, or rather a short sword, but they shortened it to sword, not tiny sword, but just sword. And the prefix is bronze. You could also have a bronze Club of Readiness. I think that is possible. I'm not sure if clubs can have a sharpness modifier though, which is bronze and steel and so on. But yeah, you get the thing. So this is a prefix and the main item, and this is a suffix as well as the main item. And there can be a prefix and a suffix at the same time. Like this one, Fine, brings you the plus 26 armor. It's a range, it's also random. And then Off the Fox, which is a random range of added hit points. It's a very simple system, but it yields like insane amounts of variability in the items that are found throughout the game. So it is very little work, even for balancing, and a lot of outcome, like games, for instance, like Borderlands and other modern item loot games have used. They are basically all based on the same system. Some, like Path of Exile, can be much more complicated than this and go to more lengths to create unique items. But this is an excellent mechanic, simple mechanic of getting a lot of item variety into a game. And let's check the map again, and you can see my prediction was correct. We have a 4-pillar room here, we have a 4-pillar room here, connected by a corridor, and probably there will be a few more rooms over there. Let's check those out, if they actually exist, or not. So, oh, this one's trapped. So let's unlock it. The trap did it spring? Or no, the contents were the skeleton, the trap was disarmed. That's all good. Hello, skillies. So right now, this first level, one other thing you need to see here is how, when you know the game, the first level is really easy. If you don't know the game and do something like this... No, he's not hitting us. Not yet. If you then run away, that was, by the way, really dangerous, you can get hit a lot. And we have some armor already, and higher level than these. And this is also how the game generates items, I think. I have a little bit of background knowledge from Diablo 2, which I played even more than Diablo 1. So there it was done by item levels, which are dependent on the monster levels. Oh, Staff of Holy War, that's nice. And the enemies can drop accordingly to their monster level. They can drop items which fit that monster level. And the prefixes and suffixes you can get are also based on this monster level. The range of them, the base quality of them, and so on. Oh, let's grab this cash. Oh, it's trapped, it's trapped, it's a trap. Yes. Oh, no, it's just a standard short sword. We have enough room, and we are almost done with this level. So before we head down into level 2, we are going to go up to the town and sell some shit. Because right now we are still doing pretty well down here. And we don't have a Scroll of Town Portal. Yes, that was also something basically they came up with. Town Portal already existed in Diablo 1 20 fucking years ago. Isn't this brilliant? So, on the map you now see this is down and this is up. If it's baked into the wall, on the first 4 levels that is, then it is upstairs. So let's go there. And I'll catch you up in town. Oh, look, he finally died.
Your death will be avenged.
Your death will be avenged. Yes, by kicking Diablo in the balls, that is. And we have another level up here. That is neat. So let's do this one. We invested a little bit in vitality, but now I think we are going to check out what equipment is for sale first and then invest those 5 points, because maybe we need a little bit of strength to carry some nicer armor. Whoop, I didn't want to quit that, so escape doesn't work there, but let's talk to Griswold.
What can I do for you?
He becomes a zombie in Diablo 2. Not very nice. So let's check the premium items. Now we have 600 bucks. That's amazing. But before that we can sell some items. Look at this. Okay, the bronze sword that was basically not even worth identifying, but we sell this, and the Club of Readiness is pretty awesome. So, and not useful for us. So, yeah, let's sell this one. And the short sword can go as well. Repairing items. First, before you repair items, you want to make sure that you don't repair items you're going to sell. So what we're going to do is to check out first the base items. And what do we have? Hunter's bow is significantly better than what we have. Longbow has a larger range of damages, a higher maximum damage but a lower minimum damage. This is always the base damage of the item you see here. And yeah, Hunter's bow is pretty neat to have. It's an overall upgrade. Like, we have 1 to 4 right now on our short bow. And we do need 35 dex for that and only 20 strength. You can see here this longbow needs 25 strength and 30 dex. Let's take a look at premium stuff. Bronze bow, nah. Meh. Club of Strength, nah. Jagged bow. That is a little bit too expensive for us. White ring, no. Iron hammer of the sky. This is pretty cool. Like, the chance to hit is very important, especially early on in the games. And this list of items will update with your level ups. So every time you level up, I think it was that way. It's so long ago, sorry about that. I think it was that way that when you level up, one more item is generated at your current level, or character level. Like item level equals character level or something like that. And a good magic item of that kind, whatever it is. And then the list is always just as long. So as this is the maximum number of entries. So this item would drop out next time. Not really that into it. So what you basically do if you have lots of money, you can just buy the cheap crap items like this one, and then get a new one generated for you, which may be much better. Alright, but we don't want to buy anything here right now. We definitely don't need magic resist just yet. And I think we are going to save our money and wait until we find something better. So we are just going to repair our rags and our short bow and our amazing cap. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good cap we found here. So let's repair this. Staff of Volleyball, not really a thing we need, not yet at least. And then let's do the level up and invest into more damage. Because damage is awesome. Oh, look, we basically upgraded to a hunter's bow. by just getting more dexterity. So we got a bonus +1 damage. And our chance to hit is really high right now, and that is very important for Rogue especially. Alright, I think this is the perfect time to wrap up this first episode of a true classic of gaming history, with a little bit of more mechanics and game design explanations. So, I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.